Weight's just piling on our shoulders, but we're still standing strong. Nothing but there's pressure right now, I can't handle it, I'm the worst candidate. But it keeps piling on, I'm still smiling, so stop hyping, mum. I know right from wrong, but I know you're trying to do what's best. Yes, I can do well. So your son can be rich one day, but mum, you're just a bitch some days. Yeah, I do love you, will never shove you.
What you see is what you get. You've got a community centre, pharmacy, pizza.
We had a lot of problems to do with nuisance youth because they had nothing to do, they were bored, and obviously this place was open at one time, then it got shut down.
There used to be a butcher's, but where the Hyde Out is now, it used to be a grocery.
There was a big need for some youth work or some youth provision. So I was asked to look at the possibility of running a club here, and that's when I grabbed the opportunity.
What's going on? What's going on, yeah.
Right,
cool. Yeah, man. Wake up at 7:15 in the morning, go to work all day, get back about 4, half 4, 5-ish sometimes, and then go out, come up the hard Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Nothing too great really, just jam about.
There's not really much to do. A lot of things. Table tennis is big, trust me. Write bars all day long though.
Yeah?
That's it, yeah man. Nothing else.
Right,
lyrics. So all man has to do, like, there's not really a lot to life, you know what I'm saying, man? Just bars, hideout. It's all about clever lyrics, man.
Since the Hideout's been open, there's like way less trouble. Do you know what I mean? There used to be police down here all the time dealing with things, theft and everything in the co-op. We actually give them things to do. We don't just sort of bring them into a building. There's loads of activities to do for them and projects for them to get involved in.
Warring in it. Wisdom against rivalry.
They're a group of guys, they've got a drive to work hard and succeed.
This weight on my shoulders is breaking my back because there's so many guys that are hating the fact that there's so many fans that rephrasing my chats and they're changing their accent. I'm rated for that.
I heard that there was a group that all like the kids was listening to, like around Stevenage. So I went on their MySpace and I was listening to some of their stuff. And at the time it was kind of quite aggressive. They were very talented and we just kind of wanted to take that to like another level, trying to show them another way, because they were just kind of focused on the grime side of things and the negative side of things.
A lot of people stereotype us. Yeah, like the way we dress, like the way I wear my hat.
They look at us and go, oh, he's got a flat peak on, he's got this, he walks different, he talks different to everyone else, yeah? I want them to hear what I've got to say, so I make a track here, I write bars so they know what I'm saying, innit?
Telling them that I'm gonna do a few tracks, start selling them, cause I wanna make a few P's like Eminem.
They've got the lyrics, they've got the potential to rhyme. It's just, yeah, they need a good producer.
Yo, nobody's on my level, nobody catch me. Talking about the metal, so stop with the chat, please. About popping a strap, you get hot for chaps, get a box in your trap and I rob your flat pea.
Our membership must be at least 115 young people, and we have an average at least 50% coming every week.
Think of an idea in your head, didn't you? Then everything expands, like everything. You have to think of the starting point and then build up and up and up until you're complete. Really, you have to have a good imagination.
You can't say that we'll fold up because we've got weight on our shoulders. Street life is very influencing. Like how we live and how we roll in the street, yeah? Basically that's what man writes in his bars. You want us to spray them with show up so you can relate to the bars. If I see something happen on the street, man feels to go home and write something about that, innit? But it's not like I go home and like, oh, guns this, guns that, because that's not us really.
Whatever you choose to be the main focus in your life, that's your weapon of choice.
I mean, personally, myself, I've been held up with a knife. It's not nice, it's not a nice thing to be in. Someone's got a knife up to your face saying, give me your phone and money, bang, I just ran off.
My friend, right, got killed, right, with a knife by his friend, yeah?
It makes you angry,
that's emotions, isn't it? Whether you're writing about that,
upset,
say I'm going home to write a lyric, it might not be about that, but because I've got that emotion in my head, yeah, like that, like, just forces me to write another bar from the head, like, about anything, it's just emotions.
And did that touch other people around?
Yeah, of course it did, man. It touched everyone, man.
Who's got a lighter?
Yeah.
Knife crime, see the signs, these youths they strike is critical. These kids resort to be convicted criminals. This pinnacle point I describe the finest. Knife crime is chaos.
All this knife crime is happening in these areas, SG postcode for example. This is where it's getting really violent these days on weekends, Friday nights. People think it's just London and the major cities, but it's also in these little small place towns.
It's the culture nowadays. You know, people they clock these gangster films, so they want to move like that. They want to move like Scarface. They want to move like Al Capone. You know.
Us older lot should not be chatting about knives, using them and things, because then it's just going to give a bad influence on the youngers.
Role models, innit?
Straight.
Because you hear about it all the time, like people carrying them, so people think I might have to carry them myself for protection.
Yeah, if like one person carries it, then there's going to be another person carrying it, thinking, yeah, they're carrying it, so I might as well carry it, because if they use it on me, like
everyone wants to be on the higher level than the next guy.
Status.
Yeah.
There was a gang culture down. I'm not saying there isn't one down here still, but I think it's a lot calmer.
Like, some people see their gangs as like families. If one of them gets injured, then they're gonna go back and do the same thing to them. So to them, that is serious. It's more or less the same thing the government does. You know, someone bombs us, we go back and we bomb them. Do you know what I mean?
Fear is a main factor. Most of the guys who are actually in this area do not go outside their area. They call it their comfort zone. But it is their danger zone, because what normally happens is, if they go outside their area in singles, right, they're scared they might get attacked. So basically, if they're walking in groups, okay, and they're all hooded up and stuff, yeah, then there's this fear of crime, because if an adult see them, they see, well, oh, they're in a gang. But 9 out of 10 times, they're doing that because they don't feel safe. Safety is a big issue.
If you get to the top of the game, as soon as you're at the top, someone's going to be trying to pull you down again, isn't it? Someone's pulling you down at all times, whether you're at the top or the bottom, whatever. Someone's there. So if you're carrying knives and you're top, whatever, there's going to be a guy there trying to say rah rah.
If you had a knife or what, like that, bang, bosh, straight in the heart, dead. You didn't mean to do it, manslaughter, carrying a knife, offensive weapon, that's 2 charges already. Like that. Depends how old you are. If you're drinking, if you're on drugs and everything, you've got to look at that perspective. The courts will grill you if you stab someone.
Even when there's rage in your mind, please, don't live by the blade of the knife, cause you could be on a stage with a mic if you open a page and write the pain in your life. It's better than seeing blood stains on your whites and your home's a dark cell craving for light. You're on your own and this is every day that you cry as your tears drop to your cheeks, pray you survive. All of this cause your friend said you're brave if you fight. I know what you're thinking, I hate that he's right. These can't be friends cause when it's late in the night they're inhaling the white. Then fight and leave more than the greys on your side, cause knives ain't toys, that's what I'm stating to guys. This kid's found out and now he's waiting to die, cause he can't sleep seeing the boy's pain in his eyes.
No. I wouldn't write lyrics for no reason. I've got a reason to do it. Like I used to play football in it, but like football's never ever got to me like the music does. Music gets in my heart and my head, yeah, and it inspires me to do other things, and that's what I love. So I've got MySpace, yeah. I get all that younger people saying to me, right, Legal, you're big. I look up to you, rah rah. That gets my heart in it. Yeah, I like people saying to me, you're an influence to me. Before I write bars, I never had that. No one's ever said to me in my whole life, yeah, I look up to you. Yeah. That's how bars come.
Everything makes you write bars, right? When you start writing bars, it's difficult when you start. If you've got like the natural talent, you'll just like naturally get on beat. You'll naturally just write bars in front of you, like.
Don't ever give up. If you just got the talent there, you just start writing and writing and writing, and you want it, yeah, then you'll get there. You'll definitely get there, because
you got to be very good in the head as well. You got to be very determined to get better. You don't just start chatting bars, yeah, and then come good at it 2 seconds later. You got to learn. You gotta want it. It's like being at school, really. It's like you're not good at maths the first lesson, are you? No, like Ashley and Garnett have come, right, and they've made a new start. They haven't like become the old Hyde Out. It's the new Hyde Out.
It's more of a big family community inside the Hyde Out. All the younger people are with the older people.
It's not the same old Hyde Out, no.
It changes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, well, the turning point, like
fresh fruit on the table and all that.
Yeah.
I thought young people didn't like fruit.
Fruit, man. You got to munch banana.
Yeah, nah.
You don't know about bananas. That's like
they spotted the talent. That's all they've done is spotted the talent, and they want to progress it, and then they want to just erupt it. People think like Stevenage is just like full of country people, whatever, yeah, but they don't know. Excuse me, but they don't know. Excuse my language, yeah, but they don't do nothing.
My hope is that the elders and the and everybody that's in the area, in the community, have an understanding that they might feel uncomfortable, but those young people are feeling the same thing as well. My hope is that everybody has a bit more tolerance.
Basically, these man here, the youngers, yeah. Basically, when they're older, they'll have what we've got now, like the hideouts and just things to do, really.
So really, what you see is what you get. Depends what you make out of it that counts. Depends what you think of it.
Collecting them bi-week. Now Bruce Grace and Jess lose faith in tests. I say, Mom, now regretting them rights, Pete.